Okay guys, here we are, we're about to do a 1000 point Dropzone commander game. We've got 3 objectives sitting just temptingly in the middle of the table there, ready to be grabbed. Over there, we have a bit of an exciting encounter going on between Mr. Spud and Mr. Andy the Talon. The lesser Andy of the room, I like to think of him as.
Sub-Andy, yeah.
There can be only one. But anyway, back to the main event over here. I'm going to go through my battle groups here. First of all, we have this, which is a dropship that contains these Sabre battle tanks there. And this piece of blue tack denotes that this dropship has missile pods on it. Don't laugh. Then we have this battle group here, which has these Rapier tanks, anti-air, and also the Raven dropship containing some Legionnaires.
Yeah, they go straight into the fast roping.
Battle group over here, we have these Scimitars, tank destroyers, should be quite tasty today. And then this battle group here, we have another dropship, this time with Praetorians in it, so a little bit light on the infantry today. We'll see how that goes. And also the Kodiak command vehicle there, with a lieutenant in it. And then finally, a bit of air superiority, we've got 2 Archangel fighters here. So they're hoping to kick some serious PHR butt. So,
Do you not want to use that?
Mr. Dan, with your demolition specialists, what have you got for us today?
Well, leading the force, we've got a Odin with a War Advisor. With sorry, it's a Zeus and an Odin and his with Neptune. They're accompanied with a bunch of Sirens.
Okay, so we just use it for the communal pool. So we just do one each.
Then we've got another battle group with some Phobos Walkers with a Neptune. And they're accompanied by a set of Apollos without a dropship because they're going to walk and fly of their own accord.
PHR without a dropship?
Yep.
So they're hoping to move to about where they are now during the course of the game?
Ah, you'd be surprised, they're quite fast.
Well, I will be surprised then.
Yes. Then we've got some on the own little back group, we've got some Menship for some flaming goodness and a dropship. And then we've got an infantry battle group with some Immortals and a Triton and some Helios jet skimmers and a Neptune.
Okay.
Oh, look at this, guys! Sneak preview. We've got some resistance over here for the other game, so you're gonna have to head over to Spud's channel to see all that goodness. But watch this one first. I will know if you stop watching at this point. Okay, guys, we're rolling for initiative. Gonna do it right here. Here we go. The big orange dice of doom. It's 3. Oh, it's equal. Here we go again. The drama. Oh, it's a 6! Oh.
Are you going to take first turn, Andy, or are you going to go second?
How many battle groups have you got?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4, I think.
4. Well, in that case, I'm going to go first. Okay, my first activation. I've brought my command vehicle up here. Just chilling behind there.
Okay.
And then I've sent my Praetorians and their dropship all the way over here, ready to pounce into this building here as soon as they get the chance. So we'll see how the PHR respond to that. Right, I'm not liking the look of this. What have you done here, Mr. Dan?
Right, I brought on my Menship battle group, which is my flamers for building clearance. In response to Andy bringing in a set of Praetorians around here, going for the subjective building. So
yeah, they might just hesitate a little bit rushing into that building while that's there.
Yeah, so that's to make him pause for thought, and that's just the only one squad in that battle group. So that's the end of that activation.
Right, one thing we forgot to do was roll to see if the Archangels come on. So I rolled and I got 5, so they don't come on yet.
Move that on.
My next activation, I've brought my Raven dropship down here with my Legionnaires in it, and this Condor dropship here with my Rapier anti-air tanks in it.
I can move 4.
So, lots of stuff still in their dropships, nothing deployed yet, so it's going to get exciting around turn 2 or 3, I think. Okay, Mr. Dan,
Okay, so
what's going on here?
Here we have
and I will go first.
the infantry battle group. Brought in a screaming unit of Immortals screaming right to that building. Too fast to deploy though. However, the Helios jet skimmers have deployed from this dropship here. Hopefully get some anti-air over there.
Because at least we know where we are.
Is that it?
That's it for us.
Lovely. Okay, the Sabre battle tanks have been
So
brought on here. Their dropship, they haven't unloaded yet, they're just sitting there peacefully, waiting to see what's going to unfold here. There's quite a nice little firing zone possibly around here if someone decides to unload, so we shall see. Okay, Mr. Dan, what's going on here then?
Right, I activate the HQ battle group.
Okay, so I'll move my hand up.
Zeus and his Odin decide to stay in the dropships due to the fact there's nothing down to shoot me down. The company and Sirens have come making a headway for the middle building to hopefully take that objective.
So that was my first activation done.
Might deal with those pesky legionnaires on the other side in that dropship there.
That'd just be mean, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be mean, but it's funny.
Okay guys, the scimitars have come on and they've actually unloaded, so the first thing to actually unload from a dropship, are they? Oh no, they did as well.
Second.
So the scimitars have unloaded right there, so they've got a nice view of this whole area here in case he wants to put anything down that could get pulverised.
And then
we'll see. Right, Mr. Dan, what's happened with your final activation of the turn then?
I brought another walker group, some Phobos here, still on the dropship though, so
and I'm going to drop one
still open to the air shots, but right at the back I've got to start trying out my Apollos.
The other APCs I'm going to
slowly walk on without a dropship at half movement, and I can't use their jumping jets just yet. So
what railguns do they have?
Some nice railguns that aren't as good as the normal railguns for me, but still as good as your railguns.
Yeah,
lovely.
Close enough to be
well then, should we do initiative for the next turn then?
I think we shall.
Here we go, get the giant orange dice out.
Oh, I'll have it. I'll take first activation.
You know what, I'm going to roll to see if my air's coming in this turn as well.
Oh yeah, because they're
4 plus.
Yeah, that's
nope.
And by being
so maybe next turn.
Always
okay, Mr. Dan, what have you done?
Right, the
same.
Triton dropped off its payload of mortals into the building.
Because it works on the armour value.
The
your armour's 2 minus.
Helios jet skimmers skimmed up
and
and hid behind this building to avoid getting shot by the scimitars over there. And their dropship went off on a bit of a kamikaze run to next turn, see if we can put some hurt on something.
Right then, these rapiers have unloaded here, ready to unleash some anti-air goodness over on this side of the table. And then the legionnaires have unloaded into the building, ready to get massacred by these little dodge meisters down there.
Yeah,
I've got to roll mindset.
Time for towels.
Yep. Maybe I can snatch the objective and run away, we'll see. Okay, Mr. Dan, what's going on here?
Well, the Phobos decided to do a short hop over the building, deployed from their dropship, to put some anti-air threat down there so when Andy starts flying stuff around. And the Apollos have done a good thing in my book. They're going to be included more often than the army.
So what I've done
they did a transition move from here to over here. Yep, used the jump jets and flew through the sky. Thankfully avoiding the anti-air shots and couldn't shoot this turn. And we took out one of the rapiers.
Yep. The scimitars have decided they don't want to lock down this area anymore. They've decided this threat was more pressing, so they've redeployed with their dropship over here just to face off those anti-air walkers there. Because if they took out my 2 dropships there, that would be a little bit of trouble for me, I think. So, over to the PHR. Right, Mr. Dan. What's going on here? This looks a bit dangerous.
Yep, the Triton moved up a little bit closer to the building and dropped off the sirens to hopefully kick the legionnaires' butts. And the command group decided to take caution to the wind, stay in the dropship, and get over here to prove some trouble in future turns.
Okay, the Sabre battle tanks have unloaded from their dropship here, just to threaten this zone around here where all this stuff's kind of converging. And then a missile pod was fired into the building, it did some damage. And an air conditioning unit landed on one guy's head, he wasn't wearing his hard hat, even though he was with the PHR, so that should be in their manual really. But no, he's dead. Okay, what's going on here? Looks like some nice flame dudes have popped out to have some fun.
Yep, we've popped out to threaten this building here, so his Praetorians will think twice about going into it. And the dropship outdid itself and took out a rapier.
So
I've only got 1 activation left. Okay, the Praetorians on their dropship have run away from this building, hiding over there until it's safe. Yeah, they don't want to die. They didn't become veteran Praetorians by running into burning buildings.
Okay, so what I did is I've moved
as good as a burning building. Okay, so the Dan man decided to play a card that would reduce my command value to 1.
So I played Aspiring.
Yes, I decided to espionage that, which he then counter-espionaged, so all the espionage cards have been removed now. But my command value will be 1 for the next turn. He really wants that first activation. Okay, rolling for initiative for turn 3. Here we go. I'm only at +1 now.
So top of 4. Yep, I have it, so I'll go first again.
Let's see if my aircraft are going to come on this time.
I'd say they're coming
It's a
on.
5, so yep, they're going to be coming in this turn, so the Dan man better think carefully about where he leaves his dropships. It's getting juicy now.
So this turn,
Mr. Dan man.
Yeah. The command group came down and deployed there to threaten these nasty anti-tank
Scimitars.
The dropship tried matching its brothers over there, but failed because it didn't do any damage to the scimitar. So, and the sirens will have to wait for the legionnaires to activate before they can.
Indeed. Okay, the scimitars decided to take a shot at those anti-air dudes there, and thanks to some assisted targeting, one of them managed to roll a 6 to hit, which means bye-bye PHR walkers, unfortunately, doesn't it?
Okay, so
over to the PHR again. Right then, it seems like there's a missing Raven dropship here, unfortunately.
Yep.
Would you like to tell us how that happened?
Well, the Phobos saw one of his friends got blow up, got a bit angry, decided he couldn't hurt the scimitars in front of him, so he took it out on that poor Raven. We only got the one damage point on it, but one was enough.
Yeah, you're fine because
down he goes.
His dropship tried to hurt the scimitar as well, but also failed. And over here, the Apollos, doesn't do quite as good as last time. Shot at this guy, one actually missed from point blank range, but still, as you can see, the Rapier's still there, so.
Okay, this battle group here activated. The dropship fired his missile pod at this over here, missed. That tank fired his railgun over here at this, and missed. And then the other two tanks fired point blank range into the building. One of them missed. One of them did a point of damage, but did not knock down an air conditioning unit. Oh dear, oh dear. So, what's going on here?
Well, the Helios decided to come out from behind this building and unload his Sabre battle tanks. Lots of missiles went everywhere, but as you can see, they're all still there, so I've got no 6.
Totally ineffective.
Completely ineffective. The dropship decided to have a go at itself, but he couldn't even hit the target.
7, right, so the way it works is off damage.
Mortals in this building failed to find the objective, so we'll go on 5 next turn.
Now this is a rare sight. We've seen aircraft on the table for a few seconds at least. They zoomed in and they just annihilated this dropship here. So the infantry are slightly stranded, and now these guys come straight off again. All that paint work for 10 seconds on camera. I'll make the most of it. Okay, Mr. Dan, what's going on here?
So, without much to do, we're still threatening this building with these flame units. And there's no one to flame, because my infantry, his infantry over there are occupied my infantry, so I can't really shoot them.
It's nice deterrent having them now, because I can't really pile in there.
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
So, the dropship decided to have a go at this Rapier, and as you can see, still there.
Yeah, this last one's a bit more
resilient,
stalwart than his comrades.
Yeah. So that's last activation for me.
Okay, so the Rapiers in this dropship fired into these and didn't do anything, unfortunately. Then we had some nice brutal combat here. The Legionnaires were butchered to death, but they did take out one base of Sirens with them. So it wasn't
a total of 9 hits.
9 hits, so they went down swinging, which is what you want really. Okay, so my command vehicle is unloaded on this side over here, away from his very rapid walkers there. And then over here, the Praetorians have decided, you know what, we're on turn 3. If they wait any later than this, they're not going to find the objectives. So they've gone in there now. They don't care that there's flame walkers parked right next to the building, aiming straight through the window. They're going in there anyway. Okay, we're going for initiative, guys. Here we go, this could be big.
We've got 4. 4.
Oh, let's do it again. 5. Oh.
First or second, Andy?
I'm going to go first. Okay, the Praetorians decided to go for it.
Yep.
They've hopped into the building, and they did not find the objective this turn, unfortunately, so they're probably going to get toasted. especially since they went to the windows to give a bit of a nice view on those walkers there for the bombardment from the Kodiak command vehicle, which rolled a 2, so it missed. So it was pointless. So if it wasn't certain they were going to die anyway, which I'm sure it was, then I think they're going to die now. I think everything is going to shoot straight through the windows at them. They're just peeking out, just having a quick look what's going on out there, and they don't like what they see. Okay.
It'd be better if they'd have come on.
It's all going on down here.
Yeah, the flamer did bite quite hardly. The first one did select quite well after missing half his hits with his flamer. Getting 3 wounds, and then a minigun triad taking another one, but not enough to finish him off. The other one didn't do quite as well, only scoring 2 wounds with his combined of his flamer and his minigun. And the dropship hit the building but didn't do any damage.
Yes, there's quite a few Praetorians left, so they might get another chance to find that objective in a minute. So you never know. They might get off the table with it. Okay, the scimitars again fired. They didn't get their extra accurate hit this time, but the combined firepower of the lasers took out the remaining anti-air walker there. Yeah, we had a very action-packed activation here, didn't we?
Yeah, I decided to activate my HQ battle group, but Andy did something a bit crafty.
Yeah, I played a quick thinking card and interrupted them and moved these sabres here, but unfortunately they couldn't do anything over here because of the extra thick armour, and or the energy shield, whatever it has, that protected it. And then what did they do?
They quite nicely ganged up on one of these scimitars and blew it sky high. So he's only got one scimitar left.
And
the dropship tried to go with a stealth missile, but as usual, so stealthy, it's like it wasn't there.
Yeah, it hid from itself, and then these did not find the objective.
Yeah, Simons failed to find the objective, so there will be enough 5 next time they try.
Okay, the combined weight of massive firepower from this Condor dropship and the Rapier took down one of these walkers. What are their names?
The Apollo.
Yep. He's just a steaming wreck now. Okay, what's going on here?
What's going on here is this Apollo decided to jump round this building with his jump jets and having got these tanks. They're not very good though, they're still there. And as per usual, there was a little altercation in the middle here, the jockey positioning of who was flying where, and they fired a stealth missile at the tanks. Still stealthy.
Yeah, these stealth missiles, they live up to their name, don't they? Because you wouldn't know they've ever been fired. Okay then. Down here, this dropship that hadn't activated, because those guys activated prematurely, so this guy hadn't done anything yet. He flew over here, emptied his missile pod at that walker, and did a point of damage to it, so that was nice. Should make it easier to take out next time. He didn't want to waste more time pouring fire into those guys, because they're pretty tough, really, aren't they? Okay, Mr. Dan. What have you done here? It looks a bit tactical and sneaky.
Yeah, very tactical, sneaky. The objective was over there, Andy. Failed to find the objective once again, so we're now on a 4 for next turn.
3 sabres off.
The dropship for the Helios skimmers wanted to fire one of these elusive stealth missiles at the middle tank, and as you can see, still elusive, still stealthy.
Do you think the person they paid to camouflage on these stealth missiles just didn't give them any missiles and they thought it was the best thing ever?
I think the warheads are full of paint.
It's possible.
Or mirrors. And the Helios skimmers moved across just enough to get the skimming bonus, but left didn't shoot. So whenever Andy brings in his fighter planes...
Yeah, who would do a thing like that, honestly? Okay, the Archangels zoomed in. They came in very low. Through this gap here, look at this cinematic view you've got here. They came zooming in here, fired off their missiles, took out that dropship, so some more infantry are stranded now. And they got to here, they did their mission successfully, and then they ate a face full of missiles from those guys down there, didn't they?
Yeah. We're actually quite lucky with this one, only got 1 hit. He took just the 1 damage point, just all he needed, but then he got 2 hits. And
yep, so the Archangels are dead, but they did their job. They took out the 2 dropships that they were basically in the army to take out in the first place. So, lots of stranded infantry. This infantry here still has a dropship, so I'm thinking it's all coming down to them for me. We shall see. Okay, let's roll for initiative, turn 5. Oh, it's a 6. And a 3.
Are you going first?
Yes, I am. Okay, the Praetorians, you may notice, they're all the way over here. Because despite half of them being on fire and half of them being shot to pieces, they found the objective, they piled into their dropship, and they've flown all the way over here. So they'll be able to escape the board next turn, unless the damn man can find some way to bring it down. So it all comes down to whether he can find the objectives now. And then my command vehicle decided to just fire a bit of a bombardment at the walker that was there and blew it to smithereens.
6 to 5.
Seems a bit weird calling in a bombardment from about 50 yards away.
Well, you're calling it from your ship above.
So
Yeah, it seems a bit funny though. Here, send a heavy bombardment at this thing right next to me from space with pinpoint accuracy, if you don't mind.
Oh yeah, of course it's got.
Well, it worked.
Yeah, don't knock if it works.
Okay, what went on here, Mr. Dunn?
Well, quite crucially, the sirens found their objective.
Yep, so I'm going to have to start pummeling that building, I think.
Yep, but then obviously they've got nothing else to do because they haven't really got anything they can do. But the command
what I'll do is I'll ask not only for
check out 2 of these sabres.
Yeah, he's banking on getting a draw now and just killing more of my stuff than I killed of his.
And the stealth missiles continue to be stealthy and fail to take out the last turn.
Yep. Okay, this battle group here, missile pod, into the building, did nothing. The rapier fired into the building, did 3 points of damage, but no air conditioning units fell down. So this building must be very hot in there, so I'm thinking if there's no air conditioning, maybe they should take some kind of overheating check. What do you think, Mr. Dan?
Well, again, I want listening.
Seeing if they're going to overheat because there's no air conditioning units in there.
There are a bunch of ladies, so they are wearing quite skimpy clothing as it is, so it's alright.
Well, will that drive the temperature up or down, though?
Well, it's getting hot. They're the cyborgs, though.
They'll be alright then. Okay, quite a fruitful activation here.
Yep, the infantry group activated. The infantry, this happened last, so it was only the last roll of the dice. 2 went to this wall and fired 2 sniper rifles at the Kodiak and did nothing. However, the dropship finally found the unstealth missiles. And
the one stealth missile actually existed and wasn't just a label that said stealth missile attached to nothing.
It killed the last sabre, and the Helios decided to take out a Condor that was just milling about around here as well.
Yep, and quite importantly, it was one of those Condors that had a missile pod, so that's one less thing I've got to shoot at this building, which is pretty much how I'm going to win the game if I destroy that. If I don't destroy it, then the Dunbringer is going to win on points, because victory points will be equal. Okay, action-packed. The scimitar here has turned round, getting ready to fire the final bombardment that everything is going to do at this building in a minute, trying to finish them off to win the game. And its dropship has very valiantly parked right next to it to soak up a bit of fire from these guys. Hopefully it won't die, so they won't be able to finish off the scimitar before it fires off its payload into the building. Okay guys, the dropship, that pilot knew what he was in for when he parks right there, and that's exactly what happened. He got pulverised by these railguns, and then the stealth missile was back to its old form, wasn't it?
Yes. Stealth in name, stealth in nature.
Now, despite my brilliant idea, he's chosen not to have the sirens take a look out the window and go up to the window and just have a look around the battlefield, see what's going on.
Yeah, they've also decided not to take a walk outside as well.
Yeah, that would have been fun though, walking into range of all these little machine guns all over the place.
Yeah, because these machine guns would actually get to fire for once.
Yeah. But alas, I'm going to have to bring that building down or he's going to win on points. What's going on here?
The menship battle group, having not much to do, decided to stay where they were, but the dropship will notice there's an empty gap here, where there used to be a Rapier anti-air tank. The stealth missiles, we found one that worked.
Yep. So another stealth missile takes out another UCM tank. I'm running out of things to destroy that building with. Okay, another stealth missile, back to his old self. Missed the scimitar. So that's the end of that turn, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
So, shall we roll this initiative?
Turn 6 initiative.
Here we go.
Oh, he's got a 5. Oh, he's got it
2.
again. Are you going to go first or second?
I believe I'm going to go first. Okay, the scimitar opened fire on the building and completely missed. The most accurate tank in the UCM arsenal misses a building 100 yards in front of it. Looking less and less likely that I'm going to be able to take down that building, but it is still mathematically possible. Okay, so everything around here opened fire on the scimitar, didn't it?
Yeah.
But it's still there, undamaged.
It's the edge highlight and put them off.
It is actually. It deflects shots away.
Yeah. So 3 railgun shots went that.
And now I'm just going to ask you again. Are you sure they don't want to walk out of the building or at least go up to the window? It's getting a bit stuffy in there.
It is getting a bit stuffy. They might open a window.
Are they opening a window? Can I take a shot of opportunity at them when they open a window?
Yeah, but you need a 7 to hit.
On a D20.
On a D4.
The Raven dropship sailed off the table. That gives me a nice 2 victory points, which I'm very happy with. And then the command vehicle fired its artillery bombardment at a building right next to it and rolled a 1. So that's both things that have targeted the building this turn needed 2s to hit, and they've both rolled a 1, so it's looking pretty good for Mr. Danbringer. Right, with this pivotal activation, everything here opened fire at the Kodiak, did 3 points of damage, and we determined that since I only have 1 missile pod left on the table that can shoot at this building, unless he shoots at his own building for some reason, or comes to the window. Any chance of that?
No. Can you hit the building?
Let's go for it then. Let's see if we can hit a building.
2+ hit the building.
Yep.
You hit the building.
Now then.
You need a 5 or a 6.
The story of the game, I'm afraid. When it came down to it, the number 1 came up a little bit too often. That means I've got 2 victory points for escaping off the table with an objective, so I'm claiming a moral victory for that one. And he is sitting in buildings with no way of getting away, with 2 objectives, that's 2 each. And then he's killed slightly more stuff.
1 each.
Yes. He's killed slightly more stuff than I have, especially the expensive Archangels. They do have a nice roll in the army, but they are expensive, so when they die and it comes down to a draw like this, it can be quite important. And then the last turn, I gave up on killing his stuff and just started shooting at the building, fruitlessly. And then he was able to pick off some more of my stuff. Oh dear, oh dear. Thoughts?
Very good. I like it.
Well,
Sirens were definitely keeper, even though they did almost get embarrassed by a bunch of Legionnaires.
that would have been quite embarrassing if 2 bases of Legionnaires had killed them.
Yeah, that was almost very embarrassing.
I think my strategy of not having any bare APCs and just going with really fast deployable infantry, it was good in one sense, because obviously I managed to get off the table, which I don't usually do.
But they can be very brittle, so they've only got 1 damage point.
Yeah, if you can protect them, it's good. But having Legionnaires in one of them maybe wasn't the best choice.
Perhaps taking 1 Archangel instead of 2.
That's another possibility. But they did do quite a good job. They killed the 2 dropships that prevented you leaving the table, so that saved me 2 victory points, which was what made it a draw in the first place. So yeah, it was very close. I think I'm going to keep tinkering with the list at 1,000 points.
I'm quite pleased. I think the Apollos have a nice fast-moving unit for PHR, which I've overlooked in the past. So I think, but next time I want to get some of those Tyrannus missile launchers and start bombarding from afar.
Oh dear. Well, my scimitars are probably my favourite tanks, so it's always good when they do something, and they did actually kill some stuff in this game.
Yes, killed the anti-air over that side of the board, which allowed you to escape the objective.
Yep. I think tactically it was a very interesting game because there's lots of redeployment and repositioning throughout the game. It wasn't just a case of here's all my stuff, now let's fight. There's a lot of manoeuvring going on. So, are you prepared for a left-handed handshake over this battlefield?
Good game.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.